Hello everyone, welcome back to AutoTrendTV. I'm here with Prajesh again from Tafe Access Ltd Tata Car Showroom in Coimbatore today, and I'm here with the brand new 2021 Tata Safari mid-spec XM variant. Before we get into the review, here's a quick word on our sponsors. This video is sponsored by Boodmo.com, the spare parts expert. Any brand, any model, any spare part, they have the cheapest and expensive options all at one place for you. You can check out their website at Boodmo.com or download the Boodmo app, which is available for iOS and Android devices as well. Boodmo also offers return and refund assurance within 10 days of purchase. If you don't like the spare part, you can return it within 10 days without any hassle. Boodmo, the spare parts expert and quite literally the one-stop shop for all your automotive spare part needs. The XM is the second entry-level variant of the Tata Safari and slots right in between the entry-level XE variant, which does not even get front fog lamps and electric ORVMs, and the XT variant, which gets cruise control, automatic headlamps, automatic wipers, along with the larger touchscreen and a reverse parking camera. That said, all variants of the Tata Safari gets this chrome grille with the tri-arrow design pattern, along with the dual barrel headlamp setup with projector headlamps for the low beam. While a halogen fog lamp is standard from the XM variant, a xenon projector headlamp is available only on the top spec XZ and the XZ Plus variants. As we already know, the Tata Safari is based on the Tata Harrier in terms of design and the very same Omega Arc platform. However, in order to differentiate between the Tata Harrier XM and the Safari XM, Tata Motors has given the Tata Safari XM and the XE variants these stylized steel wheels, which easily reminds us of the Tata Safari and the Storm entry-level variants, which used to get similar kind of 16-inch steel wheels. However, unlike the Tata Harrier, the Tata Safari gets all 4 disc brakes as standard, and when viewed from the side profile, this Tata Safari XM variant stays true to the Tata Safari design, especially in this white paint shade. Unlike the top spec XT, XZ and the XZ Plus variants, this XM variant does not get chrome finish on the door handles, and this XM variant gets body colored door handles. However, the ORVMs are finished in glossy black, while also getting LED turn indicators. As I already said, the variants which does not get panoramic sunroof get these rather robust aluminium roof rails, which can actually withstand up to 75 kilos of luggage. And staying true to the Safari design, the variants which do not have a panoramic sunroof gets this actual stepped roof with the corrugated roof section at the back. And Tata Motors also provides various luggage carrier options for the Tata Safari variants which do get actual functional roof rails. Coming towards the back of the Tata Safari XM variant, this XM variant looks almost the same as the top spec variant except for the lack of a few design elements. All the variants of the Tata Safari get the standard dual blade LED tail lamps, whereas the Tata Harrier gets a single blade LED tail lamp setup. From the XM variant onwards, the Tata Safari also gets rear windshield wiper washer and defogger, which are not available on the entry-level XE variant. And unlike the top spec XZ and XZ Plus variants, the Safari XM does not get dual tone front and rear bumpers, and neither does it get silver finished skid plates. Unlike the XT variant onwards, this XM variant also does not get a reverse parking camera, which usually is mounted in the number plate housing. However, all variants of the Tata Safari get 2 reverse parking sensors as standard. While the overall design language is similar to that seen on the Tata Harrier, the Tata Safari is 60 mm longer and the tailgate is more upright in order to accommodate the third row. While the Harrier and the Safari look almost similar from the front, the additional length along with the stepped roof design and the roof rails lend the Tata Safari significant presence more than the Harrier. Let's now check out the interiors of this XM. Yes folks, I am right now inside the brand new 2021 Tata Safari mid-spec XM variant, and this here is a quick view at the dashboard. As you can see, this looks exactly like the dashboard design of the XM variant of the Harrier as well, and lot of features have been carried over from the XM variant of the Harrier. For example, let's start with the steering wheel. This here is the exact same steering wheel seen on the Tata Harrier. It is similar to the top spec variants of the Safari as well, because the overall design layout even on the top spec variants are exactly the same as seen on the Harrier's top spec variants. Now let's come back to this XM. Even though this being the same steering wheel as on the top spec model, you don't get cruise control functions. However, there are steering mounted audio and Bluetooth telephony controls for this touchscreen system. This here is the 7-inch touchscreen system as seen on the XM variant of the Harrier again. So all the features are available as standard on this variant as seen on the Harrier itself. So nothing different over here. No Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. However, you get voice commands, and you also get a reverse parking sensor monitor display. So this is how the monitor looks like. It is exactly the same display seen on the Tiago, Tigor mid-spec variants. So no difference over here again. And well, other features available in this touchscreen include Drive Next, which basically monitors your driving and all those things by judging braking, driving efficiency and all, so that is pretty handy. And in terms of other connectivity options, you get typical USB aux, which are located over here as standard, and you also have Bluetooth connectivity along with FM and AM radio as well. No climate control display in this touchscreen because this XM variant gets only manual non-digital air conditioning. Talking about the air conditioning, these knobs are kind of cheap for such an expensive full-size 7-seater SUV. They are all black and they have no decorative element on them. At least they could have provided some sort of chrome outlining or something, but they have not, which is kind of awkward for such an expensive full-size SUV. That's all. And talking about the touchscreen again, this may be just a small 7-inch display, but the bezel is pretty large. It was actually designed for the top spec 8.8-inch touchscreen system on the top spec variants of the Safari and the Harrier. Since this is a smaller display, the rest of the bezel is pretty empty, but it is completely fine. You still get manual controls for the touchscreen system, which is completely alright. And coming just below that, you can see AC vents, and these here are the other controls. This here is the hazard button, and this XM variant onwards, the Safari also gets front fog lamps along with multiple drive modes. Say for example, you have the economy mode, and you have the sports mode, and then you have the regular city mode. So whatever mode you press, all that is displayed in the instrument cluster itself. So you can see that now city mode is activated if I turn on economy mode and then sports mode. So depending on the mode you are in, the engine power is altered. The sports mode is best for maximum response and immediate power delivery, useful for overtakes and sporty driving as well. Talking about standard features, you get tilt and telescopic adjustment, which is pretty nice, and you also get front fog lamps as I already showed you, and you have steering mounted audio controls. On the right side, on the driver door, you get to see all 4 power windows. However, no one touch down for the driver window. These are just regular power windows, which is kind of a missing feature on such an expensive full-size SUV, but again, it is all right. And you get electronically adjustable ORVMs as well. Weirdly, the XE variant does not get electronically adjustable ORVMs. I mean, seriously, for an expensive full-size SUV, again, that is a big miss. Talking about other things, well, you have the regular projector headlamps, for which the controls are on the right stalk, and on the left stalk you get wipers, including the rear wiper control. So nothing different over here. And the instrument cluster itself is exactly the same as seen on the XT variant of the Safari and the Harrier, so no difference over here. Only difference is that the XT variant of the Safari also gets tire pressure monitoring system integrated into this non-color display itself. I'll show you when I review the XT variant of the Safari. So this being the XM, it does not get that feature. However, this provides you with all the other things, including distance to empty, instantaneous efficiency, and all those things which are pretty standard. So this here is average mileage, and everything else is pretty normal. Well, despite being a mid-spec XM variant, the Safari XM provides driver seat height adjustment also, which is going to be very useful for shorter people as well. However, no lumbar adjust for the driver seat, unlike the XT variant. The XT variant onwards, the Safari and the Harrier provides the lumbar adjust for the driver seat, which is not available on this XM. Similarly, you can also see that the door is a sort of a less premium design with fabric padding, which is completely fine. It's just not leather, it is alright, but the door handles are just black plastic along with the door locks, which is completely understandable, and no leather padding or fabric padding on the grab handles on the doors as well. That's it. The lower half of the dashboard and even the doors are finished in this very same oyster white light beige color, which is going to be tough to maintain on a long time, but still it provides with a pretty airy ambience for the cabin. Now talking about the rest of the center console, just below the USB aux ports, you get to see this standard storage space, and you also get this sort of a small pocket where usually the top spec variants get the multiple terrain response knob. So that is absent over here on the XM. So instead you get this storage pocket, and this here is the very same standard 6-speed manual transmission. Only the XM, XZ and the XZ Plus variants of the new Safari and the Harrier are available with a 6-speed torque converter automatic transmission. The only difference is that instead of this 6-speed manual transmission lever, there will be the 6-speed automatic transmission lever. Rest of all the features will remain exactly the same on the XMA variant when you compare with this XM. Now coming behind the manual gearbox, you get to see the typical manual handbrake lever similar to the Harrier, which may not be up to everyone's liking, but I find it completely alright because it is Well, not that large, and it is not pretty hard as well. It is light and it is solidly built as well, so no worry about this. You get 3 cup holders over here. Well, you can either use 2 large cups or 1 very large cup, so it is all right. And this armrest, just like the top spec variants, is pretty large in occupancy, and even though not being a cooled one on this very specific XM variant, you can see that there is no cooling vent over there, but still you get a 12 volt charging socket along with 2 smart USB charging ports as well. That is completely all right. Now let's just open the glove box. As you can see, this is the very standard glove box. The glove box on this XM variant is not available with a cooling function again. Instead, you get illumination, and you also get a separate tray for your small tabs or books, which is completely handy. However, umbrella holder is standard across all variants, along with very large bottle holders on every door, which is really good thing. Now talking about the audio system, the audio quality is just like as seen on the XM variant of the Harrier. You get 4 Harman speakers. The audio quality is decent at best, especially for such a large 7-seat SUV. For the Harrier, it sounded slightly better, but on this large one, you need even more powerful speakers to make it sound even better. Now talking about the small yet significant differences, I already showed you the black door handles. Another difference is that on the XT variant onwards, you get soft touch finish on the top of the dashboard, but on this XM it is just simple hard and scratchy plastic. Of course, depending on the cost, you also get the worthy materials. So that was all about that. Everything else remains exactly the same, including the day-night switch for the ARVM. You also get a sunglass holder on the roof along with LED lamps as well, and the sun visors are of very large size. Surprisingly, no vanity mirror for the passenger as well, even on such an expensive mid-spec variant of the Safari, which is again kind of weird. So that was all about the front part of the cabin of the Tata Safari and its features. Let's just jump into the back seat right now. Yes folks, I'm right now in the back seat of the brand new 2021 Tata Safari XM mid-spec variant, and this is how the dashboard looks like. This may not be as feature loaded as the top spec variant, and neither does the dashboard and materials look as premium. But still, this, even though being a second to the entry-level variant, it provides with decent level of equipment such as touchscreen system, telescopic and tilt adjustable steering wheel, height adjustable driver seat, electronic ORVMs, and standard safety features such as ESP, traction control, ABS with EBD, all 4 disc brakes, and dual airbags. So talking about the rear seats now, well, you get humongous level of space over here, similar to the Harrier, no difference whatsoever. I have adjusted the driver seat for my height, which is 5'11" for reference, and despite that, the legroom is amazing. I can literally sit cross-legged over here without any hassle, so that is great. Now for the passengers right behind the front co-passenger, you also have another standard feature called the boss mode, for which the lever is over here on the side, and just pushing this lever forward will liberate a whole lot of space for the chauffeur driven car owner, and you can literally relax in the seat with the help of the boss mode. So this is a feature I already demonstrated while the test drive of the Tata Safari and on the detailed review. This feature is available as standard from the entry-level XE variant of the Tata Safari itself, so that chauffeur-driven owners will really enjoy it no matter what the price of the car and what variant they actually buy. So this is a great luxury feature. Another luxury feature includes standard reclining function for the second row seats. As you can see, this here is the maximum recline angle, and when you compare with the other seats, so you can see that there is a significant bit of recline available as standard on all variants, just like the boss mode. So traveling in this back seat is going to be very relaxing for everyone, thanks to the abundance of space and comfort as well. And for further comfort, you get rear AC vents as standard for the middle row and even for the third row passengers. However, a rear center armrest is missing on this XM variant, despite the fact that you get all 4 adjustable headrests for the rear seat passengers, including the 2 third row passengers as well. And yes, of course, as standard, you also get adjustable headrests for the front passengers, including the driver as well. Another surprising feature available on the Safari XM are these USB charging ports. just under the center console, just at the end of the center console for the rear seat passengers. There are two 5-volt charging ports, which is going to be very handy for the rear seat passengers in case they want to charge their devices. And just like the top spec variants, you also get to see proper mobile holders on the doors for the side passengers of the rear seat as well. And just like the front doors, the rear doors also get the very same soft fabric finish, and you also get power windows along with the black door handles with the black door locks and the grab handles as well. Now when you compare with the higher XT variant onwards, you don't get tweeters for the rear doors or the front as well. You get only 4 speakers as standard. That means the audio quality is just about decent despite being Harman speakers. And oh yes, just like the recline adjustment, you also get sliding adjustment as standard across all variants of the Tata Safari. In order to make space for either luggage or the third row passengers, you get this much level of adjustment as standard for both the second row seats. I mean, they are 60-40 split, so you can individually adjust, recline or slide however you want according to your needs. So that is pretty nice in terms of comfort and thought. Enough about the second row seats. Let's just quickly jump into the third row. Getting into the third row of the Tata Safari XM variant also is pretty easy thanks to the available standard one-touch tumble down function irrespective of the variant you choose. So it is very easy to actually get inside the third row, which itself, as I already demonstrated, is pretty spacious. And yes, I have adjusted the second row and the driver's seat for my height, which is 5'11" for reference, and this is the level of legroom I need for comfort. And despite that, I am pretty comfortable with the just about decent level of space in the third row. However, headroom is no issue at all. There is ample level of headroom. Let me just show you that. So there is ample level of headroom just above my head, which is going to be pretty comfortable for even shorter adults than me. And talking about other comfort things, of course, just like the top spec variants, you also get standard rear AC vents even for the third row passengers integrated onto the C pillar, for which the blower controls are located on the right side on the armrest of the right side passenger. You can easily turn on the rear AC vents on the C pillars by turning on the rotary knob over here, and at the highest speed it is pretty fast and it really cools the cabin very fast even in the third row. So as you can see, there are 2 AC vents on either side. However, unlike the top spec variants, the Tata Safari XM variant does not provide charging ports for the third row passengers, which is completely understandable. Instead, it provides the standard cup holders and storage pockets with netting on either side, which is going to be pretty handy depending on what you need. That said, these third row seats are pretty accommodable even for medium-sized adults. I am 5'11". I am still pretty comfortable over here. I will be comfortable for a couple of hours, but people shorter than me will be hugely comfortable over here with great level of adjustment, space and features. Thanks to the large rear headrests and 3-point seat belts over here as well, third row passengers will also be pretty safe. However, only the top spec XZ and XZ Plus variants alone get 6 airbags, which extend all the way up to the C pillar. Even on the top spec variants, the airbags don't extend all the way up to the D pillar, which is a thing to note, but still it is completely alright. And just like the front row seats, you also get separate LED cabin lighting for the middle row and even the third row passengers as well. So that is pretty good attention to features and utility on the Tata Safari XM. Let's now check out the boot space and flexibility. We all have already seen the luggage capacity of the Tata Safari top spec XZ Plus variant, and this XM is not going to be any different. As I already said, you get only just about 70 liters of luggage capacity with all 7 passengers in place. However, even this XM variant gets a small boot lamp on the right side with a provision for the subwoofer on the left side. And for additional space, you obviously can fold flat the third row seats, which reveals a pretty flat luggage bay, so you can easily store large luggage such as furniture as well. It is almost say 600 liters of capacity with the third row seats folded. And in case if you need to load even larger luggage, say if you are moving your house, folding the third row seats along with the second row seats will reveal a whole lot of flat luggage space, almost van like, so that you can easily probably move your house or move your large furnitures and even carry some of your camping things, and you can even easily camp over here with all the seats folded flat. So that is pretty good in terms of space and flexibility. Under this floor over here you get the typical tools along with the jack, pretty easily handily stored so that you can easily remove and use them. On the right side of the toolkit though, you get the diesel emission fluid tank opening over here. This here is the port where you will have to fill your diesel emission fluid for the BS6 engine. So that's about it. And the spare wheel is located just like before under the body of the Safari, and that too is a proper full-size 16-inch steel rim, just like the ones seen on this car. Another small yet nifty feature available on the Safari XM variant includes the door ajar lamp. This here is the door warning lamp, which is red in color, and that is standard across all variants of the Tata Safari. This light is used to warn the pedestrians and cyclists and even motorists on the road, just in case if you want to open your doors in a busy area. So that was all about the luggage space and small nifty yet useful things on the Tata Safari XM variant. Let's just sum up this review by talking about the pricing. That was all about the XM variant of the Tata Safari, which is the second level variant of the Tata Safari range, one step above the entry level XE model. Yes, it is definitely not well equipped in terms of technology and features, and for an SUV of this position, it does not get even LED DRLs. That said, the specialty of this 2021 Tata Safari is the overall space, comfort and the mechanical package it offers, with more standard safety features than any other car in this category. So if you are in the market for a genuine 7-seater SUV, which offers a robust mechanical package and strong performance, but you are willing to compromise on the electronic features, then the Tata Safari XM is the best choice at its price point. Do let me know in the comment section below what do you think about this mid-spec Tata Safari XM variant. Meanwhile, this is Viprajesh signing off. See you on another video. Thank you for watching.